Welcome to today's lesson. Ngao Đới Sơn is a poem composed by Lord Trạng Trình, the incarnation of the fourth ancient Buddha, about 500 years ago. In this poem, he reveals two major pieces of information: the revelation of the Buddha's land, where the Supreme God and Maitreya will appear to hold the Dragonflower Assembly, and information about the Fengshen Bang, also known as the Investiture of the Gods. However, in this lesson, we will focus only on decoding the information related to the Buddha's land through the use of the Dhāraṇī language. To start with, we need to understand what Ngao is. It is a large turtle composed of soil, rocks, and mountains, a real figure designated to represent a sacred place. Here, the Buddha will appear and establish it as the center for teaching and guiding sentient beings. The video you are watching shows the true image of the turtle in the poem Ngao Đới Sơn, known as the Golden Turtle God. To understand this clearly, we need to analyze the title of the poem. Decoding the title of the poem. Now, we will decode the title Ngao Đới Sơn in detail in this poem. Ngao specifically means a large turtle. Đới means to bear. Sơn means mountain. Additionally, Sơn is a hidden meaning of Son Son Thep Vang, which means gilded with gold and lacquer. Son Son Thep Vang is a phrase that refers to sacred places. Therefore, Ngao Đới Sơn depicts a representation of a large turtle bearing an entire mountain to symbolize that this turtle has been chosen to represent the sacred Buddha's land. When people recognize this sacred turtle, it signifies the moment the Buddha has descended to the world. Analyzing the hidden meaning within the poem. Before delving into the analysis of the hidden meanings, we need to first examine the details of the verses. Beach Tam Thiên Sơn Triệt Đề Thành, Ngao Đồi Đắc Ngọc Hồ Sinh. Đáo đầu thạch hữu bộ thiên lực, trước cước trào vô quyền địa thành. Vạn lý đông minh quỷ ba ác, ục niên nam cực điện lòng bình. Ngã kim dục triển phủ nguy lực, vãn khước quần hà cửu đế thành. This poem carries multiple meanings, including a basic meaning and hidden meanings containing secrets about the Buddha's land. In this lesson, we will focus solely on analyzing the hidden meanings to uncover important information about the Buddha's land. To reveal the hidden meanings, we will employ the Dhāraṇī language to analyze each line. The first line, Beach Tam Thiên Sơn Triệt Đề Thành. In this line, there are important keywords that need to be decoded. Beach Tam is a reversal that becomes Bam Tik, where Bam refers to what has already existed, and Tik means something that has been there for a long time. Therefore, Bam Tik signifies that this is the land the Buddha has prepared long ago to save sentient beings. Thiên Sơn implies the mountain of immortals, and also refers to the area before the mountain, which points to the sea in front of the mountain. Triệt Đề Thành signifies that this sea must be kept pure, as Then also implies the color blue. Additionally, Triệt Đề Thành can be reversed to Tran Đề Tit, which means competing for loss. This implies that any projects undertaken in this sacred land or sea may incur losses. Therefore, this line alludes to a sacred Buddha's land that the Buddha has long prepared to save sentient beings. This land is described to include both the mountain of immortals and the sea in front of the mountain, which must be kept pure. The line also implies that any projects or activities undertaken here may incur losses, emphasizing the sacredness and the need to protect and preserve the purity of this place. The second line is Ngao Đới Đắc Ngọc Hồ Sinh. This line contains two major hidden meanings that we need to put effort into uncovering in order to fully understand its significance. The first meaning describes a large turtle carrying the final pearl, which symbolizes success and victory. At the same time, the turtle represents a sacred place filled with joy and vitality. This meaning is expressed through the following three keywords. Ngao means the large turtle. Dak signifies maturity, implying that the large turtle carrying the final pearl symbolizes success and victory. Ho Sin suggests joyfulness and an abundance of vitality. This is because Ho is a hidden form of Ho Hoi, meaning joyfulness, and Sin is a hidden form of Sin Ki, meaning vitality. The second meaning. This implies that this is a sacred land where the Jade Emperor, who is the Supreme God, will descend and reside. He will guide sentient beings and revive the world after hardships and misfortune. The key phrases conveying this meaning are: Ngok is a hidden reference to Ngok Huang Thung De, meaning the Jade Emperor Supreme Being. Kun Gao is a play on words that becomes Chao Ngu. Here, Chao is a hidden reference to Chao Dai Tien Ong Dai Botat Ma Hatat in Taoism, and Ngu implies Jiangmu, meaning to descend and reside. Therefore, this phrase implies that the Supreme God, or the higher power, will descend upon this land. Ho Sin is a hidden reference to Hoi Sin, meaning revival. This suggests that when he appears, everything will be revived. The third line is Dao Do Tek Hu Bo Tin Luk, which describes the topography of the Buddha's land. Let's analyze each word to understand it better. Dao Do Tek means arriving at a land with a high rock peak. When observed in reality, this high rock resembles the image of a Buddha. Hu in Sino-Vietnamese has two meanings, has and to the right. Bo Tien is a play on words that becomes Bien Thon, suggesting that to the right of the rock, which resembles the image of a Buddha, there is a village sea. This refers to the sea of Thung Diem village. Luk refers to a rugged and steep terrain. Thus the line, Dao Do Tak Hu Bo Tin Luk, describes the unique geographical features of the Buddha's land, where there are both mountains and the sea. Here, there is a high rock that resembles the image of a Buddha, and to the right of this rock is the village sea. When observing the actual sea, we will see a landscape resembling a large turtle carrying a mountain. This geographic area belongs to Thung Diem village, in Ninh Thuận province, Vietnam, a place that is characterized by rugged and steep terrain. And now, we will appreciate the Buddha's land with the features described in this verse. On the left side in the video, you will see a high rock resembling the image of a Buddha. To the right is the sea of Thung Diem village, and directly in front is part of the turtle, specifically, the leg. If you continue on for a while, you will see the full form of the sacred large turtle described in this poem. Next comes the line, Truk Kuk Chao Vo Quin Dia Tang. This line implies that in front of the turtle's legs, the sea waves roll in to purify the sacred land. Because the phrase Dia Tan is transformed phonetically to Dia Tan, meaning sacred land, which refers to the land of the divine beings. Additionally, Than can mean clean or sound. The fifth line, Van Li Dong Min Quy Ba Ak, implies that when this poem is decoded, the Buddha is living in Vietnam. At that time, Buddhism is in its declining phase, and he is preparing to appear to help sentient beings overcome this period of hardship. Let us analyze some important keywords to understand the hidden meaning from the higher beings. The phrase Van Li is a hidden reference to Van, Wan, and Chan Li, truth, symbolizing the representation of a Buddha. Dongmin means Dongsang, which is reversed to Dangsung, meaning currently living, implying that when this poem is being decoded, a Buddha is living in Vietnam. The phrase Quy Ba is reversed to Kwabi, meaning to pass through hardship. The phrase Ba'ak is a hidden form of Baka, where Bak refers to the hexagram Son Dia Bak, mountain over earth, split, which symbolizes collapse and decay, and Ke means everything. Thus, Baka implies that Buddhism is in its declining phase, the degenerate Dharma period, and can no longer guide sentient beings. Now, we will observe again the high rock resembling the image of a Buddha, but from a different angle. On this rock, the Supreme God, that is, the Buddha, has left a remarkable, naturally formed masterpiece. He has carved his own face onto this rock in preparation for this descent. Let us take a moment to admire the rock and clearly see his work. Upon close observation, you will notice that the side profile of the face has already been carved by the Supreme God. This is the image of him as he descends to earth. However, when you meet him in real life, you may not immediately recognize him. Only by closely observing the features on his face will you realize that it is indeed him, the merciful Father, and the Supreme Being of all creatures. The sixth line is Uchi ni nam kuk dien long bin. To understand this line, we need to decode several important keywords. The phrase uk nin literally means 100,000 years. However, in reality, it should be understood as an incredibly long period of time. Nam implies the south, referring to Vietnam. Siuk implies great prosperity, and also refers to the pure land in this world. Dien Long means dragon palace. The word Long is a hidden reference to Lak Long Quan, meaning Lord Lak Long Quan. This indicates that the higher being is referring to Maitreya Buddha, as Lak Long Quan is one of the incarnations of Maitreya Buddha. Bin is part of the term Bin Dang, which means equality. Therefore, the line Uk Nien Nam Kuk Dien Long Bin implies that Lord Lak Long Quan will return to lead Vietnam into a period of great prosperity, aiming for justice and equality over an incredibly long period. At this point, it should be understood that Maitreya Buddha will descend alongside Shakyamuni Buddha in this sacred Buddha's land. They will use the Buddha's land of Vietnam as the center to guide all sentient beings in the Saha world. The remaining two lines relate to the history of Vietnam, so we can temporarily set them aside. Thus, we have explored a great mystery about the Buddha's land that Lord Trạng Trình, the incarnation of the fourth ancient Buddha, conveyed through the poem Ngao Đới Sơn. The large turtle, also known as the golden turtle god, is entrusted with bringing joy to sentient beings. Therefore, the representation of the turtle becomes lively, symbolizing revival and joy.